What's up, my loves? Hello, my witches. Well, look at you. Everybody's all engaged already. Welcome. I'm Luna. If you're new here, thank you so much for coming. Hold on one second. Little adjustments to make. How are you all? Sound check. Test 1 2 1 2. Let me see. I can turn this down a little bit. Oh, 1 2 1 2 1 2. Let's see here. My audio. Okay, that should be good, but does my voice need to be louder? A little bit, maybe a little bit. 1 2 1 2. Okay. Hello, Samantha, my dear. Chocolate dipped pretzels and hot cocoa. Yeah, baby. Hi, Roxanne. Russian tea cookies. Hell yeah. Hi, Tavia. Yeah, baby. Back. Hi, honey. How are ya? Mr. Rogers. You know, I want you to know, when I was in my 30s and going through my like big core therapy stuff around my childhood and everything, I chose Mr. Rogers to be my father figure. I love that man with all of my heart. And hi, Laura. Your TV says this live is scheduled for December 15th. You know, it's weird because when Cliff and I were downstairs watching videos and my thing came up on my personal YouTube channel, and it was saying it was scheduled for 12:30 a.m. So, and I mean, clearly YouTube knew it was for 7:30 because it gave me the countdown and everything. So, don't know, none of my doing. Okay. Hello, Catherine, Laura, and Catherine, and Darcy, baby. Hi. Wee bit loud. Okay, we will turn the drums down a little bit. And, okay. This is why we do sound checks. Okay, how's that? And I see that the mysteries of the computer. There might be something. Oh, hey, look, I betcha. No, that's not it. I don't know. Anyway, a little louder for me. Okay, let's see. Drums down. Vocal mic up. Hey, 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 hey. I need my vocal mic isn't even making it into the test 1 2 1 2. There we go. Is that better? That's better. Not too loud, right? Is it too loud? It's amazing because I can shoot one video and everything's fine. I can shoot the next one and it's way low, and then the next one and it's like super loud. I could see if I was changing like my system volume, but I'm not. My system volume is up 100%. So anyway, my dear patrons, if you have not read the entire post of not the last thing I posted, the thing before the last thing, saying that I had already chosen the deck for December, read the whole post because only 2 of you have responded. And Roxanne and Tavia, you have a something winging its way to you as we speak. So look out for it in the coming days. They went in the mail yesterday. And I'm so excited for you to get them. I'm very, very excited. A token of my appreciation. Okay, good. Yay, we got the balance right. Oh, hi, Joe. Just got your Lonely Souls. Ta-da-ta-da-ta-da. Oh, right, you haven't seen that yet. Okay. Good. Right. Yay. I was in a mad dash to get my shit together for tonight. But I did. Look at this. I managed it. Yay. I know, Tavia. I'm very, very excited. So I can't wait to hear what you think. And all of my wonderful, faithful viewers here, hit the like button for me, please. Please, oh, please. This is where, I've, especially over the last year or so, I've just gone, who cares about subscriber count and all that kind of stuff? But, it does count. It really does count. And I'm at like 1870 right now. So only 130 to go before I hit 2,000. And that'll be a special place. It's probably 6 months down the road. Who knows? I am averaging, about 30 a month, give or take. At my peak, I was averaging around 60 some a month, and that's when I was dropping content every single day. I cannot keep up with that, but if you hit the like button, more people can see it. And even if you're not in the chat room, if you're just popping in to see what the hell this is all about and deciding to pop back out again, just drop a like. Who cares? Doesn't ain't no skin off. All right, and now hold on a second. Sorry. I ate a bunch of Raisinets before I came on, and I had to make sure I didn't have raisins in my teeth. Okay. All right. Yes, Samantha, we will certainly. Well, you know what? Let's start off with the grounding, everybody. How's that? Because I have a family member with most likely RSV. I have 3 family members with COVID, none in my household. And so let's ground and get some energy moving. So let me scoot up here. And you know what? I can take that out from behind me. Yeah. All righty. So let's do this first. I offer this sacred smoke. By air and fire, may we all be purified and charged. Oh, hold on. Yikes. I did not fill my ocean water bowl. And I am very inwardly thanking myself for the foresight of changing into my black leggings from my pink leopard print sweatpants. I was thinking, you don't need to change. You're not going to see them. They would have. And I blew my secret. Okay. So I offer you now this ocean water, the liquid of life, by water and earth. May you be blessed and made whole. And by the sound of the bell, may our space be cleared of any negativity, any hindrance and malignity, any harmful excess or deficiency. And by the second bell, may we feel all within us aligning to the same pure tone. And by the third bell, may we invite spirit in. And now send a cord down from the base of your spine. Put your attention to that place. And allow a cord of energy, a stem, a root, to travel down into the earth. Let it travel as far as it wants to go. And as it slows and stops, send a runner out to each of the cardinal directions. A runner to the north to anchor us in the physical and to bring in healing energy. A runner to the east to anchor us in the air and to anchor our intellect and to bring in inspiration and clear thought. Send a runner out to the south to anchor our will and bring in vision and creativity. And a runner to the west to anchor us emotionally and bring in connection, open-heartedness, and compassion. And now feel the energy begin to rise up that cord. Rising, rising, rising. See the green and gold sparkling. Rising up the cord, rising, rising. Feel it when it connects with your physical body and feel it pouring in, flooding down your legs, bringing tingling and warmth, cascading down, down, down through the lower legs, into the feet, to the tips of every toe. And as your legs fill up, feel it rising now into your pelvis. Feel it filling up that cradle of life, filling up your belly, racing around and swirling, touching, enlivening, healing, rising up into your belly and up into your chest. Feel it in your back, rising, rising, rising. Feel it move through your heart and rise up to your shoulders, and it cascades down your arms. Feel the flow all the way down to the tip of every finger. And feel it rising up your shoulders, relaxing all of those muscles, rising up your neck, rising up. Feel it relaxing your jaw. Feel it relaxing your tongue. Let it rest in the bottom of your mouth. Feel it relaxing your cheeks and the base of your skull in the back, and feel it rising up. All of the muscles around your eyes and nose begin to relax and let go. And up the back and up your forehead until it comes to your crown. And with the sound of the drums, just let that earth energy move through you. Wherever it's needed, it goes. And we send healing to all who are in need of it in our little circle here, in our bigger circle. Take what you need. And now letting the breath out all the way, and with the next in-breath, bring up that earth energy, make it brighter, brighter, brighter. Feel it really filling you up and getting more alive, more vibrant, and release just the breath. All the way out, and on the next in-breath, pull it up and make it brighter. Warmer, more alive. Release just the breath. And once more on the next in-breath, feel it getting unbelievably bright, unbelievably vibrant, and when you release the breath, send it out the crown, the energy arcs up and around you on all sides. See it as a complete shield encircling you, flowing down around you, creating a beautiful egg. Down, down, down to your feet, and down to a few feet into the earth, and back into your cord and down to the earth, and feel the circuit. You can guide the circuit with your breath. When you breathe in, you feel the energy coming up. When you breathe out, you feel it flowing out. And once that is established, you don't need to pay attention to it anymore. Just affirm to yourself that this flow continues perfectly, whether or not my conscious attention is on it. And now reaching up through the crown. Open the crown wide and feel cosmic energy attracted to that earth energy. Light and blue and silver, it comes sparkling and raining down. The energy of stars and sun. The energy of vast, limitless space. And as it pours down into your head, each little spark of silver blue energy joins with golden green. See them like a million little fairies joining hands and spinning in the dance of earth and heaven. And feel it flowing down, lightning, down through your head, down through your neck, down through your shoulders, down your arms. It's as if the earth energy is calling to the star energy, and the star energy responds by racing down through your chest into your belly, joining with earth energy. So alive, so vibrant, tingly and sparkling, moving and healing, clearing and cleansing. Down, down, down into your belly, down into your pelvis, down your legs. And with the next in-breath, as you reach the peak of that breath, you feel a flash as the earth energy and the star energy join together and flash out in perfect union and in unbelievable power. And let that star energy travel down your grounding cord until it reaches the boundary of your egg, and then just let it rise up on the outside, completing this perfect balance, keeping you safe, held, healed, keeping you poised perfectly between earth and sky, dark and light, goddess and God. And now release your breath. And bring your awareness back to what you're sitting on and where you are, feeling grounded and connected. And held with all the elements in perfect balance. All right, now I'm going to come back and catch up with messages. Samantha has a request for energy to her eldest family. So we allow, just with the speaking of that intention, our energy flows there. And it's not coming from us. We are in the flow. We just direct. Darcy is sending Reiki. Thank you, my dear. Oh, Tavia. Oh, my dear, are you all right? I mean, obviously you're not all right. That's traumatic. Whether you were physically wounded or not, that is a trauma. Oh, my dear, I'm so glad you're here. So we feel that energy flowing towards Tavia. And Joe, yeah, you see I've got my big black tourmaline here, and I have my little goddess figure on top of it. Indeed. Yes, yes, yes. And Catherine is sending Reiki as well. Oh, Tavia, sweetie. Yay, Darcy's candle flame flared up like a blowtorch when we hit the crown chakra. Are we connected? Yes, we are. Sherry, welcome, my love. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, my love, she's got pneumonia. We're connected, we're in the flow. Those of us that are suffering and need this energy especially, just let it flow to you. Ask, receive, let it flow to you. Because the more that flows to you, the more flows through us. We all benefit, right? Okay. Well, let's take a look at what we're doing tonight. I am doing pared down again because I'm still dealing, let's say. And let's take a moment here to say welcome. And you know, in one of my unboxings, I said to my guides and guardians, allies and ancestors that you are always there. I know you are always there. I don't have to invite you, but I do. I invite you wholeheartedly because I want you here. And I love you being here, and I embrace you, and my heart is open to you. And my team, I send you healing as well. And I send you thanks for the great work that you do. So I welcome you, I invite you and welcome you to this space, and I offer you fresh water, and I offer you the fire of Azrael. And of course, you were attracted to the sound of the bell. And like I said, I don't have to attract my guides, neither do you. They're here all the time. They are part of you. They're your team. They are here all the time. So, Reiki for everybody. Water. All right. So what do we have up? We have the Journey of a Lonely Soul Oracle. If you haven't watched that video yet, this man's writing, and there's a little story here. The author's name is Charles Harrington. And I wanted to know if he had done any other decks. And I'm going to look him up again because I don't remember all of them. Hold on. And his writing is so good. I mean, it's to the point. There's no fluff. There's no window dressing. It's like every sentence that I read was just like, well, bang, bang, bang. But the language is beautiful and gentle and just pinpoint. I mean, I can't even describe it. So I'm going to look him up on Llewellyn's website here. So, Journey of a Lonely Soul, and the Ferenc Pinter Tarot, which I do not own and is now on my wish list. The Murder of Crows Tarot, which has been on my wish list for a while. And then Tarot V. Is it Tarot V or Tarot 5? I think I've heard people call it Tarot V, but it's just, you know, a V. So he has written 3 other decks, and I am on it because this author is amazing. All right, so we have that. Yes, it is a perfect circle, my friends. And then we have Tarot de la Nuit. As we go into the dark, you know, when we're out doing shopping and stuff and out around 4 o'clock, it's like, looky, the sun's almost down. By the time it gets to 4:30, it's dropping. So, yeah, we're on our way. Stop that. And then, of course, we have Seasons of the Witch Yule Oracle, which will probably be making an appearance again tomorrow. But hey, it's Yule, you know. And we are going to start with our Astro Dice. Haven't used those in a while. Barovia's a vampire deck. I want it so bad. All right. Thank you for the likes, everybody. I see 9 up. I really appreciate it. If you haven't hit the like button for me, please do that. That is a gift to me, and I thank you for it. All right. Pluto. In Capricorn. Ay, 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 ay. Okay, last in the 12th house. Holy shit. This is talking about the last gasp of Pluto through Capricorn, y'all. It makes a dip in, I think in March. I could be wrong. And my calendar, wait. Oh, is my ephemeris get-attable? No, it's not really. Or is it? Is it? No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Hold on. I do this so gingerly because, holy shit. Crash, boom, bang. Okay. Because we are in the shadow of a retro. Yippee. All right. And I can give us information on that too. All right, the ephemeris. Let's take a look at Pluto. February. Yes, March 23rd or 24th is when Pluto dips its first toe into Aquarius. Be watching. So when we get to spring equinox, you guys, talk about a new beginning. And Pluto stays there just until June. And on June 12th, he backs back out into Capricorn. So we get a preview. And, I mean, if you think about just what the last year has been like, let alone several years, there's going to be something major mega happening from March to June. And then we go direct again in October 2023, and we hit Aquarius again in January of 24. And when we get to 2 degrees, it retrogrades again, and it backs back out of Capricorn in September of 24. Now, when planets are retrograding, the heavy planets, they usually make 3 passes. So into Aquarius and out. Into Aquarius again, a little farther, back out. And then the 3rd pass into Aquarius, it's there to stay. That's when the really big shit happens. When they get there to stay, usually when they hit about 2 degrees. So we retrograde again in September, direct in October, and back into Capricorn to stay as of November 2024. November 19th, November 20th, sorry, 2024. So we have a little while yet, but you know, we're not done rocking and rolling. That's all I got to say is we are not done rocking and rolling. So let's, I won't talk about Mercury now. Let's go with this. No, okay, there. Put you there. I'll throw you on the floor. Okay, so Pluto through Capricorn, this is what we've been dealing with, you guys. Pluto's action is inevitable. It is slow. It is inexorable. It's like a glacier. It's, you know, do you stop a glacier? No. I mean, we have been with global warming. But glaciers go slowly, slowly, slowly. It's ice. It's heavy. And it grinds down huge hunks of rock into tiny gravel and even sand. Grind, grind, grind. So nothing survives Pluto transits unchanged. You just don't. And there's a thing, I think Darcy, you shared it today, or you know, recently about when caterpillars are in their cocoons. In order to turn into a butterfly, they first turn into like soup, and they turn into goo. And so it said, you know, if you're I can't remember. Like if you still feel like you're just a bunch of goo, just wait. Just wait, it's coming. So that is for good and for bad as far as Pluto is concerned. But Pluto tends to transform whatever, and we don't get a choice about whether we change. The only choice we get is willingly or kicking and screaming. And I gotta be honest, even if we go willingly, there's usually some screaming too. Because it can be terribly painful, turning into a butterfly, turning into a pile of goo. So as far as the collective goes, Capricorn rules structure. It rules tradition and dogma. It rules hierarchies. It rules patriarchy. This is what's been rocking and rolling, you know, with Pluto at the dead end of Aquarius now. So I can't wait to see, you know, what's going to be happening in March, but don't expect like, oh, everything's going to be great. There's usually some pain involved with Pluto, with deep transformation. And, you know, it's kind of like if you break a bone and it doesn't get set properly, the only way to make it right is you have to re-break that bone and set it so it can heal the way it was intended to. So when you've got systems that are this calcified, to follow that bone metaphor, things have to break down, and we've watched it happening, and it continues to happen. Things are slowly going in the right direction, but we feel like we're waiting, you know, waiting forever. And the 12th house is those deep things. This is the ultimate ending, the 12th house. The 12th house is where it all dissolves, where it's the ultimate letting go. It's the ultimate giving it up to spirit, saying, okay, my agenda is your agenda. You know, show me the way you're taking me, and I will willingly go there. Screaming if need be, but I will willingly go there. You know, it can be screaming like, you know, metal. But, oh, dear me. Okay, hold on. I'm checking messages. Yeah, Pluto. Oh, my goodness. Hi, Marcy. Welcome, sweetie. I'm so glad to see you. Yay, Catherine. All righty. So, what else do I want to say? 12th house, as far as the collective goes too, is the things that are hidden, the things that are unseen. It's the underworkings, and Pluto also rules the underworld and manipulative stuff and nefarious, corrupt stuff. The 12th house is where we hide all our secrets. And it also rules institutions, hospitals, jails. Tavia was mentioning this last week about in any place you can be locked up or incarcerated. So this can represent the things, as she was saying, that hold us captive, the things that we are unwilling to let go of, that Pluto is going to make us let go of willingly or not, is what I'm getting here. And it all has to do with structure. So if we look at tradition and history, Capricorn is history as well. And we have seen in recent years the rewriting of history. Not that these events didn't happen, but we're seeing it through a lens of not white supremacy now. I heard, I believe it was in Virginia, that they have now taken down the last statue that was a Confederate memorial on government property. The last has gone. And it went with no big protest, no big hurrah. So little by little, that's Pluto, little by little, slowly, these changes are seeping into the collective unconscious, the 12th house. And through that, bing, ding, 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 here we go. Through the changing of the unconscious, that's how the structures, the outer structures, ultimately change. So when we do this work and we're putting out vibes of enlightenment and equity and, feminism and just all of the things that we're dealing with. As we put these things out and we do our magic around them, visualizing these changes, it helps it seep into the unconscious. We're sending it out on an energetic level. We're sending it out into the ether and let it seep in to the collective unconscious, and through that, because that's the driver of the boat, right, is the unconscious. Through that, the structures will ultimately change. All right. Thank you, Magic Dice, for showing up with bells on. Yeah, baby. All right. Let's go to, let's start with the Journey of a Lonely Soul. Oh my goodness. Controlling anxiety. Oh, Marcy. I am not a sports baller. I used to be. I used to watch. I've never been a baseball fan, ever. But for a while there in the 80s, I got into football. I got into the Browns. And let me tell you, you have to have a shit ton of character to be a Browns fan because it's brutal. And I invested so much emotionally. And then I got really tired of being pissed off on a Sunday afternoon. And back in the 80s, it was like, half lit and pissed off. So it's like, I just don't do it anymore. And also, I personally, especially football, it's brutal. It is brutal to men. It is brutal to little boys. People putting little boys into I'm talking American football here. What it does to the brain with all of this, repeated concussing. Soccer's a whole different thing. World football is a whole different thing. And I never quite got into it because it's never been that big of a deal in the U.S. American football is a big deal. Anyway, go Argentina. Marcy, I throw whatever I have behind it to, you have my wish that Argentina will come home with the World Cup. So mote it be. All right. Breakdown, it's all right. Yes, Darcy, breakdown. All right, so here we go. Journey of a Lonely Soul. Wake up, you amazing deck. And it's a good deck when there's only 36 cards, 32 cards? It's a little deck. But, ooh, it packs a wallop. 32. It's only 32 cards, you guys. All right. What do you have for us tonight? Let me focus. Oh. It wants an individual offering here. I want to give it an individual offering. Blessed be spirit of this oracle, spirit of the author, Charles Harrington, and Anna Majboroda, the artist. Both, what a great collaboration this is. All right. What do you have to tell us? 3 cards, please. All right, take them off the top. Edge of the Eternal. Wastelands Absolution. And Gardens of Bones. More water, sorry, I'm very dry. I had to have some coffee because I started getting a splitting, pressure-y headache, and it's like, nope, give me the coffee, I'm not missing tonight. Okay. So look at her standing at the edge, the shoreline, the edge of the eternal. And I'm just going to read these, because the writing is so exquisite. The description says, She makes her way to the edge of the ever-expanding sea, where earth, water, and sky coalesce to form a place outside of each of their realms. The wind speaks of faraway places. The crushing waves carry off yesterday's burdens, and the rocks lay firm beneath her feet. The old stories tell us that magic takes place where 2 or sometimes 3 worlds meet. The crossroads, the hours of dawn, dusk, and midnight. Spiritual transformation is not easily made in the mundane places we dwell each day amidst drab and comfortable surroundings. Seek out the liminal places, neither fully of one world or another. Perform a ritual with sacred words and gestures that set you outside of everyday time and space. Garb yourself in evocative clothes and take on a secret name that better reflects the truth you feel within. Drum, dance, and call upon the divine into your presence. It is from this place between the planes that the magic will flow into you, and from here it will touch every part of your life. Your mind, your spirit, and your body will all be awakened by the experience. This may be an ideal time for purification, as it may ease your mind and cleanse the energy around you. Ask yourself part, how can I transform my situation within and without? Where can I go that will make my spirit feel alive? So the within is that 12th house, and without is the structure of Capricorn. So the first thing we need to do is take ourselves out of these solid texts and into a liminal place, the place where things shift and change. And we need to purify ourselves in that place. And I'll tell you what is just screaming in my mind right now that I've wanted to do for a while. Hello, Natalie. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. You who are approaching the light side, thank you for being here to balance the rest of us that are dealing with the dark. And Marcy, too. You and Marcy are balancing for us now. Okay, Joe, hell yes. Yes, goddess is alive, magic is afoot, indeed. But what I've been thinking of that I've wanted to do for a while, and I just haven't had the guts to do it, plus I go to bed early, is go like in the middle of the night to a roundabout. There's one very near to us that is a biggin. It's a 6 corners. So a multiple of 3, yes, that's where I want to go. There's also one very near to us that is a 4-way. And that's wonderful too, because the 4-way goes in the cardinal directions. But in that roundabout, that is like the crossroad of crossroads, especially since it's got swirling energy. And if you think about it, the way we go in a roundabout is Widdershins. We go anti-clockwise around a roundabout. So that is the place of dissipating, of letting go, of banishing. And I've wanted to go in the middle. I want to go do a full ritual, but I at least want to go and get a little bit of dirt from that crossroads to use for things. Okay. So purification, and then we have Wasteland's Absolution. Number 26. The object of her desires lay nearly within her grasp, but before her stood her old enemies in an arid wasteland they had created for themselves. The key to their defeat is simple: utter absolution. Wow. Okay, so her desire is it's almost here, but we've got all these old enemies in front of us. All right. Old pains can weigh heavily on the heart. Oof. Right between the eyes. You may find that yours is laden with chains formed by those who have wronged you. Thoughts of hatred, bitterness, and vengeance may feel like they provide a passing instant of satisfaction. That's so Plutonian. But in fact, these things only serve to bind us more deeply with our oppressors. Hello. Only forgiveness can dissolve these chains. Forgiveness, folks, is for you. It's not for the other person. So you don't ever have to confront or approach or connect with that person in any way whatsoever in order to forgive. Forgiveness says, I will no longer live in reference to this. I'm done with this particular lesson. I will no longer live in reference to it. I am now free. I am now free of your harmful influence. To offer grace to one who has wronged you is to bring healing rains to a desert parched with thirst. Trauma can be passed down through the generations of a family, as ancestors pass the same poisoned chalice to their descendants and name it tradition. Remember a couple decks ago, I was talking about changing traditions, the dogma of tradition and how strong it is at a holiday like Christmas. So strong. And so much trauma wrapped up in these traditions. So yeah, ripe ground here. The most dire sickness of all can be the secrets we have been forced to keep by those who profess to love us. Oh, man. We can remain locked in these cycles forever unless we are willing to be the one to budge, to relent, to open our hearts even unto our oppressors. This does not mean we must remain in dangerous or unhealthy circumstances. Rather, it means we can move forward free of what was done and who has done it. Ask yourself, what old hurts am I willing to allow to heal? Which adversary do I wish to release? Yes. Okay, wait a minute. To budge, to relent, to open our hearts even unto our oppressors. Okay, here's something that can help. It triggered something there. There's a dance that in the dances of universal peace. That's Kwanjan Bosai, and Kwanjan is that's the Korean version of Kuan Yin, who is the goddess of compassion. And we do this dance, we dance it in a circle, and there's several rounds. In one we're taking refuge, in one we're taking jewels out of our wisdom heart, all of our life's experience, and offering them into the world because this is our gift, our wisdom. And then the last mode, the ultimate to take us into the feeling of compassion, is we do this like we're rocking a baby. You put your arms like you're rocking a baby. And yes, you put all the suffering beings, the ones that are easy to feel compassion for, like those in Ukraine, those that are suffering so badly, we can put them there. But the thing is, the next hardest one is putting yourself there. And the worst, hardest one is putting the people we call enemies there. And, because our safety mechanism makes us look at them as evil, completely evil. But one of the things that can take you to compassion very quickly is to remember that even those people were helpless babies once upon a time. And is there an evil baby born upon this earth? Is there? So you can think about these little babies, these who were pure at the time before the trauma that turned them, and send compassion there. And if that's the form that you need to imagine in order to release them, and sometimes the closest we can get to compassion is, man, it must suck to be you. I can't imagine how horrible it is to be inside your head all the time. And then that can make you feel like, wow, that's really got to suck, So, onward. Purification, and then purification of the wounds that we are carrying as we release those storylines that have ripened. Okay. Gardens of Bones. Free of any entanglements, her spirit floats into a new landscape, quite alien to one used to trees and mists. I love this image. It is a world of artifice, conceived in human minds and assembled by mortal hands. Her curious eyes map out the components of each tower reaching out to the heavens. So this is the Capricorn, you guys. This is the Capricorn. This is like the 12th house thing here, the liminal space. This is the Pluto. This is the Capricorn part. When we find ourselves in a strange or unfamiliar place, the wise will seek to familiarize themselves with their new surroundings. It can be uncomfortable to feel out of one's depth, but if you are patient, you will see past all that is random or foreign to you and begin to discover the many intricate rules and systems that govern this and keep it humming. And I want to make an aside here, sorry. We have to remember to step into someone else's context. I'm sure we've all had an experience of having like a group of people or a situation that is familiar, everybody's familiar, it's well established, and then you have new people that come in and decide they're going to show you how to do it right. Yeah, I've had this in a work situation, I've had this in a social situation, I've had this in a ritual situation, where somebody comes in and it is their protection, it's their own shit, you know, their own lack of self-esteem that says, I have to come in and control this situation, particularly in ritual. People that are uncomfortable, when people are the most uncomfortable, they will attempt to control. And aside to that aside, never talk somebody into coming to ritual. If they don't already want to go, if they're on the fence, just say, fine, if you decide to come, you're welcome. But just do not talk somebody into coming to a ritual. It will end badly. Okay. Nothing in this universe is entirely separate. So the point of that first aside was just when you go into a new situation that you're not part of, that's been well established, take some time to check it out. Look around, see how it works, catch the vibe. How do I fit in here? What do they want? Where do they want to invite me in? That kind of thing. Okay. Nothing in this universe is entirely separate. Every single thing is in constant relationship with everything around it. There's no objectivity. There is no objective reality. Hold on. I need to see what's going on my phone here. Okay. My children are having a conversation. So, all right. People function similarly. Each of us is our own special maze of beliefs, customs, and desires. And training. And trauma. The secret is to set aside your own expectations and whatever your mind tells you should be there, and instead to open your mind to the truth. Byron Katie says, anytime you argue with reality, you lose, but only 100% of the time. Make sense of a person by observing their actions and reactions. When you are finally filled with knowledge and fluent in the language of this moment, it will be time for you to act and speak. This is a gift of being a crone, as I've finally learned how to keep my mouth shut, for the most part. Ask yourself, what are the bare facts of this situation, uncolored by emotion? What should I be paying closer attention to? So, you know, as we're going through these changes, and we're like, oh no, this is wrong, this shouldn't be this way, it shouldn't, blah, 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 blah. And then it turns out down the road, well, actually that needed to happen, that was a good thing. There's a great Chinese parable that talks about it flip-flops, you know, and Sherry Lewis did it on Lamb Chops Play Along. Who remembers Lamb Chops Play Along? She told this story to the kids, and every time she said something, they were to respond by saying either that's good or that's bad. So it was like, you know, there was this farmer, and he had these two really wonderful sons. And, you know, okay, that's good. And then there was a great war in the empire. That's bad. And the emperor came and asked, or the oldest son one day had an accident and broke his leg. That's bad. But then this war happened, and the emperor came and said, I need all your sons to come to war. That's bad. But the son with the broken leg didn't have to go. That's good. So the that's bad of he broke his leg turned into a that's really good. Way better, way gooder than bad, you know? So it is very, it's all subjective. It's all perspective. And the more we can get away from our shoulds, and Byron Katie is a wonderful person to read. Grab anything of hers and read it. Or just look her up on YouTube. I think it's called The Work. I think thework.com is her website. But she has you questioning your judgments and your assumptions. And it's amazing because when you go through this 4-part thing that she gives you, they just go poof. So you can say, so-and-so is blah, blah, blah because that. The first question is that true? And if it's, kind of a lightly held opinion, you might say, well, no, that's not really true. Saying this person is absolutely evil. Is that true? Well, no. Maybe your judgment is very stubbornly held. And so then the next question is, can you be 100% absolutely objectively sure that that is true? And the answer to that is no. No, I can't. Then the third question is, how do you feel when you have that thought? And the fourth one is, who would you be without that thought? So you want to talk about a pathway to forgiveness and finding out how ready you are on, how far down any of those pathways you go. And there is no set time for forgiveness. Each thing is unique to the individual. It's a journey. It's a journey. Okay, let's see here. Yes, clockwise and a roundabout, down under. Yeah. Well, when you think about it, we drive on the right side of the road, so it has to go right. You couldn't be crossing traffic to go into a roundabout turning left. You have to go right. But in Aussie land, they drive on the left side, so they go naturally to the left. Okay. Oh, God. Sunwise, sunset. Okay, Samantha, stop that earworm. And Tavia, don't start with your worst evil person. You have to ease into it. From my experience, rock your loved ones first. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. But, what's dogging you the worst? That's an individual thing as well, But, yes, you will know what you're ready for and what you're not ready for. Pay attention to yourself. Listen to yourself. Trust yourself. You'll know it when you get there. So thank you for that, Tavia. Ah, yes, lamb chop was great. Okay. And this deck is so wonderful. On to the tarot. I know, Sherry Lewis was amazing. Lamb chop and Charlie horse. My daughter had a lamb choppy that was, he was like squinched up, and you had this handle and you pulled it down, and then it played a lullaby, and as it got squinchy up again, and what would I give to still have that lamb choppy? She loved her lamb choppy. Okay. Oop. All right. We're done shuffling that way. All right. What message do you have for us? I'm getting 6. That we want 6 cards. I can't wait to see what my kids are talking about. Hold on. Hold on. If I could spell and type. All right, that was my daughter calling me. Okay. back to focus. And we're just going to go off the top. Four, 5, and 6. All right. A little bit more room. Let's bring back Capricorn there. Okay. We have the Ace of Wands. We have Strength. We have the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. Ace of Wands, the beginning of a creative project. Pure creative energy. Fire in the belly. That's the Ace of Wands, is fire in the belly. That moment of, there's something I gotta do. There's something I have to manifest. There's something I have to put into the world. Something I need to create. That's the Ace of Wands. So we're starting there. And then the Strength card is the taming of that fire, the tending of that fire, not letting it get out of control, not just, you know, setting the forest on fire because we've got a spark and it's got to get out. We need to take that spark and make sure that it is contained, that it is defined, and tempered. Even though this isn't the Temperance card, it's what we do with metal to make it even stronger, is it is put through fire. But the Strength card here talks about being able to be in relationship to the wild beast and not control it, but tame it through relation, through trust. And the Nine of Pentacles is solitary resources. What resources do you need to contain this fire, to guide this fire, to tend it so that it can take you where you want to go? Now we have the Four of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. Okay. So between the Ace of Wands, the fire in the belly, and the ability to nurture that fire, and it's being elusive with me, but nurture it and allow it to make us strong, you know, or step into the power position with it, to a position of strength where I am the boss of this fire. I am the boss. I am the one that is directing. I am the one that is easing it the way I want it to go. Not with the whip and the chair. The Strength card is by how you deal with yourself, by keeping yourself calm, steady, relaxed, patient. It takes patience to tame a wild thing. And just unending kindness. So how can we be kind to ourselves? Between these is the Four of Pentacles. So we need to be kind to ourselves with whatever emotions come up as we start to work on this that we want to bring into manifestation. So I'm looking at the solstice here. What do we want to get started at the solstice? What is it that we want to seed? What is it that we want to implant in the deepest recesses, 12th house of the subconscious, unconscious mind, that we can then bring out into the light and into manifestation? So when we go there, we're going to encounter our disappointments, our past failures, our self-doubt. I can't do this. I'm not going to be able to blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, maybe the taming of this fire in the belly is making sure that your desire, your project, your whatever it is ecologically realistic. Realistic. And here's something you can do. This is something from an LP, kind of the ecology of ideas. So you can think, I hope I can come up with all this. Here's the thing that I really want to do. Okay. What will you have when you get this thing? What won't you have when you get this thing? When this thing is manifest? What will you have if you don't get this thing? And what won't you have if you don't get this thing? It's just questions to run through that has you looking at things from all sides. And it can help you trim away some of what is not necessary. So we're going to encounter our disappointments in things, and those things we also need to tame, but we don't want to be blindly encouraging, oh, I think I want to be a doctor. I'm 64 years old. Okay, go for it. You can do it. Well, I'm sure somebody can, not me, So being realistic and ecological, something that can naturally arise from the resources that I have on my own, and my ability to wrangle this elemental energy of fire. Now, between strength and the Nine of Pentacles, so our guidance of this inspiration and the resources that we have, we've got Three of Cups. So this is celebration and emotion. So instead of looking at the emotion on the, actually, whoa, why I've been thinking about this is the Four of Cups all the time. This is Four of Pentacles. So this is talking about having things in a tight grip. What do we need to let loose of in order for this fire to burn enough that we can work with it? Okay, so where can we let loose of control? Where can we loosen up so things can breathe? And then we have Three of Cups, which is that emotional fulfillment when we are working within our resources and we have run things through the filters that say, yeah, this is totally doable. And maybe we've even looked at the timeline and we've done pentacle work, like here's the two lists. Here are the things that I need in order to make this happen, and here are the things I already have. And what in this list is really gettable? What's it going to take to get those things? Right? And then after you work with those, maybe it's here's the timetable that I can manifest this in. And I realize I'm talking about, creative projects. This could also be just your state of mind, internal transformation. In that case, we have to kind of throw things open because we're not quite sure what lies on the other side, right? But going at it with an attitude of joy, of celebration, coming into the darkest part of the year, we approach it with celebration, not with fear. And what we have at the end is Eight of Pentacles. So this is our apprenticeship. We go through an apprenticeship every time we decide on a big change that we want to bring in. And we have to be willing to let our universe and the goddess and our guides and life and all that to take us to school. If you've tried this in the past and you haven't been able to manifest it, well, you're going to confront why. And that's where you look at what can I let go of, what can I celebrate, and then it's down to practice. So in order to manifest this, we've got to do something every day. And this can be a wonderful thing, like if you have one of those big novena candles, burning it every day and working with it every day, doing the same visualization over and over every day. And watching over time as that visualization changes. If you find I've been doing it like this and all of a sudden this popped up, okay, something's working in there. Something's working, and that work happens with practice, with daily practice. Getting your hands on the tools, whether that's a pen, a paintbrush, a book, a typewriter, listen to me, a computer, um, or meditation, song, dance, you know, being in nature, whatever it is, the daily practice. Okay, let's see what we got. I see the messages going beep boop. Catherine, a lamb chop pajama bag. Oh. Oh, Samantha, you are the queen of the earworms tonight. This is the song that doesn't end. Ay, ay, ay. Because our mother. You are so funny. Okay, so there's our message here. It is about daily practice, and letting that practice change to reflect the change that's going on internally. So again, we are back to, if we work on the subconscious level, meditating, visualizing, doing ritual, doing spell work, then we can sort of watch old structures falling away and a new structure of practice beginning to emerge that can be incredibly transformative. All right. And thank you, Tarot de la Nuit, for being a little bit briefer. Hold on. Hey, 15 people watching and 17 watching, 15 likes. Thank you so much. Anybody that's new, please hit the like button. Do me a solid. I appreciate it. All right, now we have the Yule Oracle. I know, a good old typewriter. When I started, first of all, when I started working in my 20s, every single job I had was, the company was going on to computers. So I did an awful lot of data entry in the early days. I took typing in high school and it was on manual typewriters. Chunk, 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 chunk. Where the keys would lock. If you hit it too fast, the keys would lock together and jam and you had to pull them back. Something else. And then I remember working on an IBM Selectric, and it was kind of terrifying because you'd touch the keys and but it had that little ball that would shift around. And then we went to electronic typewriters. And when I was doing medical transcription and typing like the fucking wind, I used to play a game because I was basically inputting words into the typewriter and then it would electronically type it out. And so my game was to see how far ahead of the typewriter I could get, and I think it was 2.5 lines. I could get 2.5 lines ahead of the brrr, brrr, so I'd stop typing and watch, And I remember one time there was our receptionist sat behind my desk, and she was on the phone with her mom once, and her mom said, "What's that noise in the background?" She said, "That's our typist." And she said, "I don't think I've ever heard anybody type that fast." And it wasn't tick, tick, tick. It was brr, 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 brr. It was fun. I really enjoyed it. Really, really enjoyed it. Okay. Okay, they're done. They're done getting shuffled that way. Okay. They want me to cut. All right. Poinsettia. Cold moon. And looky there. Solstice. Luna and her performing cards. All props to you guys. Okay, poinsettia. Cast the shadows, scream silence at them, dear witch. What lurks inside transforms into the most beautiful of beauty. And we're going to read from these two. How nice it would be if you gave me the number of the card. It's there on the card, but it's very small. Okay. Keywords: beauty and darkness, transformation, Pluto, shadow work, 12th house. Okay. Often mistaken as flowers, poinsettias are shrubs native to Mexico. Despite growing all year long, you'll be hard-pressed to find one much past New Year's Day. They have become a symbol of beauty during the cold, wintry months. The bright red leaves, against an equally brilliant backdrop of green, make them an easy choice to weave into Yule decor. But the vibrant crimson you see during Christmas is not even their natural color. Poinsettias must remain in complete darkness for at least 12 hours a day over 5 days, a process called photoperiodism. There is an important lesson here. Poinsettias show us the way to finding beauty in dark spaces. You've pulled poinsettia because your hardships, mistakes, and shortcomings are your beauty in the darkness. You may feel called to hide them for a time, where they will slowly morph into something new. When they are finally free to come to light, you will find your mistakes are stunning representations of your strength and determination to succeed, despite your past. But these parts of you cannot come into the light without your help. They must be recovered if they are ever to be admired in the light. This process is called shadow work, and when you are brave enough to enter the darkness, you will return wholly transformed. You're being guided to seek out your hidden parts. You may think others will judge you for things you've done. That is a natural feeling to have, but know this. Those parts have made you who you are. They give you character where others are hollow, and they've taught you lessons that have contributed to your growth. There is still so much to learn from these parts. So again, this is just being willing to be with those places that are tender and painful to us, to go and just sit with them. You don't have to go after them, and wrestle with them and, pick scabs and relive traumas and things. The things that you are ready to look at will present themselves to you. And if you go into ritual at this time of year and say, what is it that is ready to present itself to me? What part of me is ready to heal so that I can reclaim that bit of the truth of who I am without the trauma, without the overlay of trauma? Okay, cold moon. The keywords: release, purge, resourcefulness, and nurturing. Take with thy... Okay, this is what drives me crazy with these decks, and I think they've stopped doing this. They had these, especially with the Samhain deck, which was Samhain deck the first one, or was Yule? This might have been the first one. They did these poems that were trying to be so, mysterious and enigmatic, and they are just bad grammar, and it drives me insane. Take with thy the dreariest of moments. With thee. Release me for their tongue and nourish me with light. Okay, never mind. The cold moon is a full moon that occurs in December. Like all full moons, it represents illumination and brings clarity to things that have remained hidden. Having a full understanding of your situation allows you to release what has held you back and see resources you may have missed otherwise. Now is not the time to give up. There is support and help for you. The cold moon is shining on your spread, guiding you to see how many resources you have. You may have to look in unexpected places that perhaps have escaped your notice until now. Or you may need a change in perspective. You could be focused on what's wrong rather than seeing the additional pathways to success that are available to you now. Okay, illumination and clarity, and I need to take a look here real quick. Woohoo! All right, the new moon is Friday, December 23rd. And see, I need a new calendar already, but it's hard to buy a new calendar with Christmas budget. Looking to see when the next full moon is. Oh, hey, hold up. See, this is why I'll be able to do all kinds of stuff, even when the electricity is out. Okay. I'm looking for the Capricorn new moon. So the Capricorn new moon is the 23rd, and the Capricorn full moon is January 6th. So that is the cold moon. think about the working you will begin at the 23rd or on the solstice as we are in moon dark, diving into the new moon, and then that you will bring out into the light on January 6th. Okay. So, and this says the full moon in December. I think I'd rather go with the full moon in Capricorn because we're already past the full moon in December. So, a full understanding of your situation, an understanding of your resources. Okay. That was a pretty light interpretation. Now we have solstice. Snow. Okay. Keywords are ignited fire within, finding self, and truth. So we go back to that Ace of Wands, right? Here's the verse. All hail the cunning truth, in which it burns deep within root. Rise above the ashes and claim. The gods are awaiting your glory, your name. I like that last one. All right. We all experience times when you feel the need to retreat, hide, and lick your wounds. This is especially true after experiencing a betrayal, displacement, a significant life change, or a brutal loss. Slipping away into the darkness is a critical part of healing. It allows you time away from other people's often critical eye to break down and purge the emotional weight you're carrying. However, one must be careful about spending too much time in this healing space. You can become lost in the comfort of darkness and forget to come back to the light, where others have the joy of basking in your glory. Solstice asks you to permit yourself to let your inner light shine. You've hidden your beauty for far too long. You may be feeling vulnerable and afraid, but know that there are people out there who want what you have to offer. Having a breakdown isn't a fun process, but building yourself back up can be a truly liberating and beautiful experience. It's time to rise from the ashes, Sacred One, and allow yourself to fly. And, you know, it doesn't have to be breakdown. When we think about breakdown, we think of, you know, I need to be hospitalized because I'm completely non-functional. But think about breakthrough. When we bust through a wall and finally find that well of emotion that has been sitting there stagnant and stinky, and we can let it out and let it flow. I think I told you this last week about me and Tam, my son, in the car and going, you know, I need to have a cry. I need to cry. And putting on Thea Gilmore's Sol Invictus. Now, hold on. I'm going to find something for you here. I'm going to find a link for you. And I will be sharing this link on the solstice as I do every solstice. Hold on. This is the video. Where is it? Where is it? Is it Ritual Spells and Prayers? I think it is. So, if you go to the playlist, let me make sure I'm right. Rituals, Spells, and Prayers. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity... not there. Oh, well. How do you like that? Hold up. Let's go back. Astrology, live streams, hashtags. Hey, I have an idea. I'll just search it. Ta-da! That's not it. That's no, darling, no. I'm gonna search content. Search across your channel. I am sad. I know it's there. Boo-hoo. All right, hold on. I'm just going to search YouTube. Sol Invictus. Ta-da-da-da-da-da. I'm fucking sad, you guys. I know it's on my channel. All right, well, I'm just going to have to find it for the solstice and give it to you then. But I want you to, okay, wait a minute. Put headphones on, crank them, and listen to this song and the words. And if it, there it is. If it does not get you to the place of letting it all go, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, here we go. Here comes a link. Boom. There we go. All right. Okay. So I wish, whether you're on the light side of the solstice or the dark side, that this can be a big, deeply transformative time for you. Tavia says, deep and potent tonight. Yeah, I mean, it all aligned, didn't it? What if I fall, said the moth, but what if you fly, said the moon. Right on. What if, you know? What if everything goes right? What if everything goes stunningly right in a way that is beyond my expectations that I can't even conceive of it? What if then? What then? Darcy says, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Yes, yes, yes. Indeed. And I hear my mom singing, hide it under a bushel. No, I'm going to let it shine, in her adorable Pennsylvania accent. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. And I think that I will continue in this kind of trimmed down form for the, you know, until the light gets really good again. And I want to tell you once again, I keep harping on this, I think, but even though I've had some, you know, physical challenges, which, you know, when don't I? This is the first time I'm going into the solstice without heavy brain. I am not depressed, and it is down to this light therapy. It is so, so very good. We're all sensitive. All you guys here are sensitives. And that means you're very sensitive to the changing light. So I heartily encourage you, if you have a bad time at this time of year, if you have seasonal affective disorder, or, you know, the winter blues. That's what we call the winter blues. Because our brains, you know, okay, so the poinsettia, let's go back to those last cards. The poinsettia needs to be in the dark for 12 hours, 5 days running, in order to show its beautiful colors. Well, if the plant changes that profoundly by the change in light, the same thing happens to you. Our brains, our circadian rhythms respond to the change in the light. And if you get the winter blues, please do a search on YouTube. Find out about light therapy. Go to the Zon, and mine was $20. But get one that is 10,000 lumens, low UV, and look at the distance, because mine was cheap, $20, and it's 10,000 lumens at 10 centimeters. So I have to have it like close to my head. And then it's got to be above your head, and you have to do it within an hour of waking up. Those are the rules. And it makes such a difference. So I encourage you. And I mean, the sensation that I have is just my brain feels light. It's usually, you know, heavy brain. My brain feels light. I can't explain it any better than that. And I wish that for you too. I wish that for you too. So if anyone feels like sending a little donation, there are links down below, and I bless you and thank you for whatever you send my way. Nothing is too small. And those of my patrons that have not read that post that says this month's deck is a surprise, read the whole post. Read the whole post, please, because I would like to gift you too. So, Tavia and Roxanne, watch your mailboxes. I can't wait. I can't wait. Anyhow, thank you so much, you guys. I will see you again on the solstice. I want to make sure, let me see here. Yes, next Wednesday is in fact the solstice at 4:48 p.m. So I will see you again on the solstice, I hope. If we decide to do a family powwow or something, then I'll either do it the day before or the day after. But I will be seeing you right around then. And I look forward to that and just send you so many blessings. All of you that are hurting and going through really tough times, Tavia, my dear, healing blessing to all of you. Lift it up, everybody. All right, I will see you next time, whatever that may be. I know there's a slew of decks coming if this is the same Christmas as every other Christmas in the recent past, with my daughter, showering me with decks. Until then, I don't have a whole lot, but whatever. I'll see you when I do. Until then, I love you. Blessed be.